Hello everyone. So, after discussing about different aspects of our piston, now we are going to design a piston step by step for different components. But before discussing this piston design, we will discuss or we will recap those previous procedures or previous steps. Now, what is piston? So, piston was a component which provides reciprocating motion into rotary motion while converting that chemical energy into mechanical work. So ultimately, piston will provide you a mechanical energy by converting chemical energy due to the motion which is called reciprocation. After that, we have selected material for this piston, for the same piston, for a different aspect. So for a different, depending on its condition, working condition as well as function. There are two types of material we have discussed. One is iron and one is aluminium alloys. So in iron, in the case of iron, we have discussed about cast iron and we have discussed about forged iron. As well as in case of aluminium, we have discussed about casting and forged, cast aluminium and forged aluminium. Now, question is this: how we are going to design our piston? So there are several features of our piston as we have seen in the diagram. So our discussion will always contain those different aspects of piston. While discussing their diagram, by considering their diagram, we have named different sections of piston depending on their function as well as their features by differently, like piston head, piston crown, piston top leg, piston head thickness, ring section, its length, piston barrel length, piston skirt length, piston pin. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about those different aspects what we are going to design in piston. Here the topic is called design of piston and piston pin. So which are those features which we are going to design for our piston? So first one is piston crown. So let's discuss about piston crown. What is piston crown? Piston crown is a topmost flat surface, or in the case of different application it can be a bulge or oval shaped surface, or you can say hollow surface, bowl shaped surface, depending on power of our engine. But in our case, for designing concern, we are considering it as a flat surface. So that area, topmost area of a piston is called as a piston crown. Clear? On the piston crown, it comes under excessive amount of force or you can say stress generated by gas pressure. Clear? So one is direct stress generated by gas pressure on our piston crown, or you can say piston head. Second stress is generated in this piston. It is stress due to heat, excessive amount of heat. So in case of piston crown, there are two types of stress occurs. One is direct stress and another is thermal stress. So for that, first of all, we have to design this piston for this direct stress. The thickness, ultimately designing a piston crown is to design or determine the thickness of the piston head. So first we are going to determine thickness of the piston head depending on direct stress, and in the same procedure we are going to determine our piston head thickness for thermal stress, against thermal stress. How we are going to design this against thermal stress, we are going to discuss in detail. But for heat transfer rate, because after each and every stroke it is required to lose some amount of heat which is concentrated due to that gas explosion, which releases greater amount of heat energy. Clear? After chemical reaction. Second design is a piston rings. So in this second step, or you can say procedure, to design a piston rings, we are going to determine thickness of the rings as well as ring section. So when I am talking about ring section, I am talking about feature of our piston rather than ring itself. And when I am talking about piston rings, then we are concentrated about our piston rings. Clear? So the criteria to design this piston ring is to about it should bear that gas pressure, clear, as well as it should provide sufficient amount of wall pressure, clear, because depending on that wall pressure it will remain or it will function without losing or without leaking any amount of fuel from our piston top, clear. So while designing our piston ring we should consider this criteria, okay. So second point is piston ring. What are the different aspects we are going to design in this piston ring? The one is features of the, or you can say grooves in our piston and ring itself. Clear, ring to be mounted on our piston. Clear, we are going to we will have this in detail after different sessions. Clear. After that we will going to design piston barrel. What is piston barrel? So when we manufacture a piston, clear, core process could be two. There will be two core process. Core process means piston which shaped in some manufacturing, which is shaped by some manufacturing process. It could be a forging or it could be a casting. So that is core process. So in core manufacturing process, when you provide as a design engineer, when you are providing a data to our product or you can say production manager, they will consider piston in a two part. One is piston head part and another is piston barrel part. Barrel part is a very much hollow, and that barrel part will afterwards, manufacturing afterwards with the core process, we will perform a different machining process to have that surface finish as well as grooves as well as piston pin area. So after that design, for the designing of piston barrel, we will design our piston thickness for our skirt as well as our bottom part. In the same area, this piston barrel will come across, what kind of stress it will come across? It will come across bearing pressure. Bearing pressure due to our cylinder wall. Clear? Ultimately it will come across a bearing pressure due to this cylinder wall, as well as we will design or decide thickness of piston wall a part of our piston head. So the thickness of piston head or you can say piston crown will be different from piston barrel depending on its strength and our pressure, because pressure developed here due to gas explosion will be 10 times higher. So here we will consider a pressure acted by gas only, but our pressure, effective pressure will be 10 times lower than our pressure acting on piston crown. Clear? After that we will going to design piston skirt. This piston skirt is a supportive element, or you can say a portion after ring section. It is called a piston skirt. Clear? So this piston skirt will provide support to our piston against that forces, which forces the bearing pressure, and ultimately this piston skirt length also decide, or you can say consider this piston skirt. I will get into the different specifications also while we are designing that, but piston skirt will come across bearing pressure throughout its surface length. So here we will consider its length as well as its diameter, or you can say surface, clear, total peripheral surface, while considering this bearing pressure. So ultimately piston skirt is designed depending upon this bearing pressure, and it will also determine the length of our piston. So you can easily determine length of our piston depending on these four criteria. And last, we will going to design a piston pin which connects our connecting rod to crank shaft. This piston pin comes under a shear stress, because in this case we are going to design it depending or by considering a simply supported beam where force is acting at a center part of our beam and it will supported by at the two end by the piston assembly. Clear? So these are 5 features which we are going to design. So if anyone have a question regarding the piston, how we are going to design a piston? So we are going to design a piston in 5 parts. Clear, depending on its different geometrical and functional features. Clear, which are they? Piston crown, piston ring, piston barrel, piston skirt and piston pin. So first we are going to design is piston head. As we have discussed, piston head come across two types of stresses. One is stress due to gas pressure, which is also called a direct stress, and another is thermal stress. Thermal stress due to excessive concentration of heat energy or heat inside our piston, which it should be transferred after each and every stroke. Clear? So we have to design our piston for this two criteria. For here you can see usually stress due to gas pressure and thermal stress. So first of all, we are going to design a thickness of piston head for a Grashof formula, which is mainly this Grashof formula. Grashoff's formula for piston head thickness is dealing with stress due to gas pressure, or you can say direct stress due to gas pressure. So direct stress due to gas pressure, we have empirical formula, which is also called empirical, means which is developed by experimentation. Clear? By experimenting formula, which is Grashoff's formula. So TH is equals to, here you can see T suffix H, which represent thickness of piston head is equals to under root 3 PD square upon 16, 16 sigma T. 3 PD square upon 16 sigma T, where P is maximum pressure here. It is not a mean effective pressure which we have considered in IP, or you can say indicated power. This is mean effective pressure. Clear? So you should remember this. This is mean, sorry, this is not mean effective pressure, it is maximum pressure. Second, outside diameter of a piston. It is also inside diameter of cylinder. So piston diameter outside, you can say outside diameter of piston, it is also inside diameter of cylinder. So if you are given inside diameter of cylinder, it is also called outside diameter of our piston. So those both are the same thing. Here sigma T, which is permissible stress, permissible tensile stress. Now this permissible tensile stress will be different for a different material. If I am taking is a cast iron, then it will be 30 to 45, or you can say 50 megapascal. If I am considering it as a forged steel, or forged iron or a aluminium alloys, then it will be 60 megapascal to 100 megapascal. And if I am considering this as a forged steel, then it will be above than 80 megapascal, 80 to 100 megapascal. So sigma T will going to depending upon what is material you are going to use for our piston. Clear? Ultimately, after that, this is our direct stress formula. Clear? This is depending on how this gas pressure act upon our piston head. After that, we are going to design piston head, or we are going to determine piston head thickness depending on heat transfer. Now we are going to determine in each and even in example, clear, even in example we are going to determine this piston head or thickness of piston head depending on these two formulas. But the thing is, which thickness we are going to consider by designing our piston head. So which thickness is greater, clear, or you can say which can withstand this direct stress that we are going to consider. Clear? Which is greater. Clear? The thickness which is greater that we are. If I am taking this, clear, if for let's first of all let me explain this. What is this? So this is piston head thickness depending upon against heat stress, or you can say for a heat transfer rate, because piston material should be that much competent to transfer heat after a sufficient heat after each and every stroke. So my major criteria should be a good heat transfer. So here it is also an empirical formula, H upon 12.56 K into Tc minus Te, where H, what is H? So it is heat flow rate. H is nothing but heat flow rate, which will be in terms of kilojoule per second, as I have written here. Clear? Heat flow rate, which will be in kilojoule per second. After that, K. What is K? So it is, as you have come across, a thermal conductivity, or you can say heat conductivity for particular material. For different material it will be different. Tc minus Te, it is temperature difference. This is nothing but a formula of that heat transfer rate in convection. So temperature difference between, this is temperature difference. Temperature difference between Tc represent core of our piston and Te represent of edge of our piston. So Tc minus Te is a temperature difference. How this H will be determined, which is heat flow? Equation will be C into HCV into M into brake power. Now what is C? C is constant. Which constant? Heat flow constant. And a value in each and every time we are going to take as a 0.05. So C will be heat transfer constant or heat flow constant. Its value is 0.05. Clear? After that, HCV. What is HCV? It is higher calorific value. Here it is in terms of a unit of this higher, you have come across calorific value. We will consider it as a highest calorific value for particular fuel, and it is kilocalorie per kilogram. Clear? Means kilocalorie per, or you can say in terms of SI unit, kilojoule per kg. Clear? After that, M represent mass flow of heat. Mass flow will be presented in terms of mass flow rate. Clear? Mass flow rate kilojoule per second or kilojoule per hour. In this case, we are considering it as a kilogram per, sorry, kilojoule, kilogram per hour or kilogram per second. So we are considering mass flow rate is as a kilogram per second, and ultimately brake power. This brake power we are going to determine depending on your indicated power. How your indicated power? If you are given particular, if you are provided particular amount of efficiency of an engine, you can determine this brake power depending on features of your IC engine. Here, what is equation? Mechanical efficiency is equal to brake power upon indicated power. So brake power will be mechanical efficiency into indicated power. So this will be your design depending upon two aspects. One is direct stress and another is thermal stress. Here ultimately you are going to design, you are going to take a thickness which is higher in both the cases. Why? If value in this case is 8 mm and in this case is 16 mm. So if I am taking the value as a 8 mm, it will not going to withstand this direct stress. Clear? And if I am taking it as 16 mm, it will not have good amount of heat transfer. So what we are going to do? We are going to design it, because you can't change strength while working. Clear? You can't change, but you can provide artificial cooling system. So here what we are going to do? We are going to choose higher value, or you can say we are going to provide preference to our this point, pure strength. If it happens like this, if it is 16 mm, if it is 8 mm, you can easily take it as a 16 mm. It will provide, you shouldn't be providing heat artificial cooling. It's okay if you are not providing at that time. It will enable us to have a natural heat transfer without providing any type of artificial cooling system. In this case, if it is higher than direct stress. But it is not the criteria, because you know that in each and every case it will not going to provide you a good amount of heat transfer. So it is easy to consider or prioritize direct stress rather than thermal stress. Clear? Because we can easily provide artificial cooling system to our engine. Okay, so we are done with our design of piston head. In this design of piston head, we have considered this different aspect of our piston head, and we have discussed also about different geometrical features of our piston. Clear? In next video, we are going to discuss about design of piston ring. Thank you.